I'm really going to see how far this microphone cord can go, just because I'm bored. Anyway, welcome to the 40th episode of the Decompression Chamber. I'm your host, Mario. I'm sure you already know. Well, you might not. If you're new, very welcome. Anyway, our opening quote today is going to be from Vincent van Gogh. The quote goes, "Those who love much, do much, and accomplish much. And whatever is done with love is done well. Love is the best and noblest thing in the human heart, especially when it is tested by life, as gold is tested by fire." Roll the intro.
Looks like into me, no doubt that I never be without my damn brain. Closed mouth, I'm clever and I know my damn shame. No cloud to the better, no one know my damn name. No bow, that shit what I guess we about to cascade.
Yeah, it's like Van Gogh is an interesting figure for me. I mean, a lot of what people know about Van Gogh was, how he chopped his ear off, how he was deeply depressed and unsuccessful a lot of his life. I think something that not many people talk about is the fact that some of his best works were done when he was seeking help and when he was on the road to recovery from depression. Road to recovery, that's a subjective idea, but you know what I mean. He was seeking help and he was yearning for better things, for a positive way of seeing the world, and that quote kind of emblemizes it for me as well. I agree with the quote. I think that we as humans have a capacity to love in a way that no other animal that we see on Earth does. There are so many selfless and stupid or insane or irrational things that we do because we do it for love, and I think that's amazing. Yeah, so you've always got to be grateful for those people who love you and who you love, because what you share there is more meaningful than whatever substance or whatever material you think is actually valuable. But yeah, I just thought it was an interesting quote. You'll notice I'm back in my Salisbury set. This is my room in Halls, and I literally only did one video over the last 1.5 weeks, and it was with my friend Jamal. I uploaded it a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen it, I don't know how you're here, but anyway, we had a lot of fun. But truth be told, I haven't really been feeling like filming videos at home. I mean, literally, people who will have seen this series will know that I spent a big chunk of the early part of this year at home when a lot of people were studying at uni, and I was working remotely in Bristol. And don't get me wrong, like, my home has always been very welcoming, very comforting. Me and my parents' relationship is great, luckily, and me and my younger brother, who's living at home, still get along great. And I literally do not have anything I could say about my family or my home environment which is bad. Genuinely, I love all of it. But as soon as I came back from the holidays, I fell back into all of the same bad habits and bad patterns that I was in when I was, quote unquote, stuck at home earlier this year. I don't know whether it's the environment I was in or whether it's just like the mindset where I like the example I use about what Bristol feels like to me now as my hometown. It's like I always use the analogy of like when you complete all the missions in an area in a video game, so you're just kind of in free mode, and you, like, after a while you'll loop back, then you'll realize, like, all the more meaningful stuff that I wanted to get done here I kind of have, and so maybe next time I go back to Bristol, I need to have a clearer mission. I need to have something to be doing. I need to put my energy into something, because I spent a lot of time just not really doing much. I did enjoy linking back up with people who I hadn't seen for a while, and I enjoy spending time with my family, but I like to compare what my home environment is like. It's almost like what a cast would be like for your arm if you've broken it. It provides that security and that comfort, and it holds it in place, and that secure feeling is nice, but your arm can't function like that forever. For your arm to grow in strength, it needs to break out of the cast, and to hope for growth is to risk that security. And I'm lucky enough to be someone that, if everything in my life came crashing down and burning, I could go back to my parents and be like, yo, my life is a mess. I just need to stay with you guys until I can figure it out. And I will always have that there. But I think to a certain extent, there's something in me that yearns for more. Not more in the sense of like more love or more affection or more material need. It's like, it's almost like my purpose in life has changed, since I used to live there. And the way that I stated that kind of seemed like like very big and ostentatious, but really it's a series of small details. It's like, I feel like when I'm here on my own, I do a better job of independently keeping up good habits, you know. If I don't clean my room, only I'm the one to clean it and notice it, you know. I hold myself more accountable when I'm living by myself, I guess. I don't know. But it is nice to be in Salisbury. There's not many people from my halls back yet, but I spent an evening tonight just kind of sitting in the other hallway's kitchen, chilling, talking with them, and like, it's really good to just see people from uni again, even if it's only been a week and a half since I've been gone. But I still haven't put pen to paper on that essay I've been meaning to do. I've been thinking about it, but hey, thinking about it is just you think about everything. But yeah, I mean, truthfully, it's kind of strange being in halls when it's not everybody here, you know. It feels distinctly different, particularly because the only other person who's in my hall, Jay, shout out if you're watching this video, but he's currently staying down in the other hallway. So this technically I'm on my own in the hallway, but not really. I've got people here who I like spending time with, and you know, hopefully I can enjoy the time I have before I get term started again. But yeah, this is just kind of where I exist for now. And you know, one thing that I've noticed about myself, just kind of in general, is I'm very good at convincing myself not to do the stuff that I need to, you know. That voice that tells you, you know, there's no need to, you know, do that work that you've been meaning to do. That voice is very, very persuasive in my head, or maybe I'm easy to persuade. I let that voice persuade me, you know. But that's just something that just kind of is what it is. And yeah, I noticed when I was home and I was kind of spending a lot of time inactive, just kind of twiddling my thumbs, I realized that, you know, sometimes a thought will summon its way into my head, and it's like, immediately after thinking that, I'll just go, I wish I hadn't have thought that, you know. Why did my brain conjure up that fucking image, that scenario? Why did I think that? And it's this weird feeling, because I know it's innately me. I know that my brain's created it, but it's also like, do I give it validity? Do I not? I talked a while back about how you have positive thoughts and negative thoughts, and some of those are good for you and some of those are bad for you. And I used like a bit of I call it the Marion matrix to bloody sort out those issues. But normally there's a lot of stuff that you can't solve rationally. There's just like feelings and subjective notions and impulses, and you just kind of have to follow what feels right until you get to the goal. But you know, I'm trying to keep my habits good here. I have been so far. I did a bloody deep clean in my room. It's probably cleaner than when I first arrived here. But yeah, I kind of made a spur of the moment decision to just be like, time to change scenery. I'm not feeling too hot, and you know, here I am. And like, it was this weird feeling, like I was playing Catan, like a board game with my family, nice after a nice lunch, having a coffee, nice chill time with the family, and I just felt this strange, overwhelming sense of anxiety. And I'm not really one who's ever been like, I've never suffered from panic attacks. Like, I've had a couple in my life, but they weren't serious. But I had this strange, overwhelming sense of anxiety, and I couldn't help but feel like it was just something in the back of my mind, like just urging me to get going, to head out. And you know, it's not exactly you don't want to tell your family like, hey, you've made such a nice and comfortable environment as a home for me that I'm just kind of I've become a vegetable. I literally and being me not doing anything naturally is going to lead to me feeling depressed. And yeah, I mean, even that is in of itself, like, there was a couple of times where I would meet a friend in the evening, and I'd be feeling down, and I was just like, I know that just me staying home and stewing on my own thoughts isn't going to help, but I also couldn't help but feel like I was phoning in when I was actually out with a friend, like, because I don't want to be bad company. I'm not just gonna like be morose the whole time, but it's also just like, you can't not be what you are. Eventually I'm just gonna have to express how I'm feeling. And so, you know, luckily I have friends who are very supportive. If I just be like, yo, I've been feeling not too hot recently, they'll say kind words that, you know, remind me of what makes me like, what will get me into the next spot of positivity. And And just the fact that they're there for me in that time lifts my spirits enough. Well, not enough, but just enough to get the ball rolling. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like a lot of time in my life, I'm so happy and so content that I convince myself like I'm never going to be sad again, or like I'm never going to be depressed again. When it's just like everything in life has its ups and downs, and I feel like eventually, at one point or another, I have to take a stop at Depresso Station, even if I don't really want to, or even if I don't realize it. You might just end up there. And sometimes it's like you can be depressed for many reasons, but I think first thing I do is I remind myself what I'm grateful for in life. There's so many things that I could be grateful for. I remind myself that things are temporary. I've never had a long enough bout of feeling depressed where I've considered it like a grave danger to my life, or like a huge impediment on my way of living, but it can fuck you up a bit. You might just end up settling in a bit of a bad headspace for a while, and sometimes the way to deal with it is, like, I've used online counselling before, and that can help. Sometimes it's a change of scenery, just like what I'm doing now. For me, I think I notice a lot when I make better habits, when I take care of myself, when I do the things I should be doing, I'm more at peace and I'm more at ease. But sometimes you can do everything right, everything can be good in life, and you just feel off, you just feel down, it's just not right. And in those moments, you just have to remind the things that make you happy in life, try and hold them close to you, and just appreciate what you have. Because even the times where I am feeling down, it's not like I don't enjoy anything. It's just like everything has this strange, sad aftertaste. Like I don't know whether I talked about it on these videos, but when I was 12 in year 6, I kind of first came to the realization that one day I will die and I'll be dead forever. And I had this image in my head of just like the constant void after death kind of thing. It was the first time I'd really come to grips with the idea of the fact that me as a conscious form is going to come to an end at one point, and that is definite. And I remember just like everything. I remember walking out of the Avengers film in 2012, walking out of the cinema in St. Philip's Marsh, and just thinking to myself, yeah, that film was pretty cool, but I'm still going to die one day. And funnily enough, it was a Futurama episode that got me out of that. It's the episode where Bender gets a chip that means that his life is limited, and it actually gives him more meaning, And yeah, I don't know. We are complicated creatures. Sometimes not everything has a solution, but you can try and live better no matter where you are. You can try and do things better, and yeah, that just kind of is what it is, I guess. I'm hoping that now that I'm back, I can be more productive. I'm hoping that I can get this short film that I've been working on finished, so that I can have it up here for you guys to see. Yeah, I mean, truth be told, I kind of wanted to spin my wheels a bit more, but I've literally just been talking about how I've been doing and what I am doing. So I kind of feel like I've ran out. But for anybody who is, might watch this in the future and is feeling down, or is feeling like they're in a spot that they're not going to get out of, just know that from the time I filmed this video to whenever you might be watching this, my life could be so different. The way I'm feeling could be different, and if that's true for me, it may be true for you as well. And if not, I hope that you have someone who can be there for you, or some kind of support system, or just some sort of outlet, because I've just found myself that if I just hold it inside and I bottle it up, it's gonna do nothing more but expand and expand within me until it threatens to consume me. So, and that's an extensive metaphor. I don't mean that literally, or in any grave serious manner. I just mean, sometimes something can be so pressing on your mind that you can't evade it, that you can't distract yourself from it, that you can't avoid it. And sometimes you just have to engage with it. You have to engage with how you're feeling, why you're feeling that way, and maybe find some like undercurrent to why you might be feeling that way. But yeah, I hope that you have a good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever, and I hope whatever works in progress you have, keep progressing. Have a good one.
Cap on for the shade. I don't wanna give myself no option, so I drop the visor just to wake up. Ain't no tripping thinking not on maker. Wait. No grayer I see. Never think about the consequences if you hate 'em like me.